What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Sword Art Online Unleash Blading video. And here we are. It finally decided to happen. We finally got our end of service notice. Unfortunate as it is, we were all expecting this. The last new banner and event to come out was over. It was pretty much a month and a half ago. So, I mean, I obviously don't want to, rag on anyone for being hopeful, but I just don't see how anyone could have believed that anything but a shutdown was coming. I did still get a lot of replies and comments of people like, oh, maybe they're just preparing for a big anniversary. Like, no gotcha, is gonna put themselves to making zero money for over a month just to prepare for an anniversary. Even if that was the case, they would be rerunning a whole bunch of old banners, throw up a limited banner, with some other limited units, something, not zero banners for a month, and then throwing us this garbage non-elemental banner. So, yeah, as you can see, we got a few notices to go over here. I knew a few hours ago this was going to be happening because I did see the notice about a maintenance. There was a maintenance notice right here. For a few hours before the news came out, where it was just like, oh, okay, here we go, 13 hours of maintenance to the shop only. Not even game maintenance, just to the shop. So obviously, that should tell you what that means. Is it actually shut down already? Yep, okay. Yep, everything is gone. No premium pass, no nothing. No season passes, no nothing. Yeah. So let's just go over everything. I don't know. I'm probably still going to make at least one more video, and I'll explain why as we go through the news. But I don't think there's going to be any more actual content for me to go through, which is unfortunate because even as like a finale, I would have liked to use this last Kirito they gave us, but there's no content in the game for me to use unless I wanted to go through like Cathedral or something. But let's just go over everything. Alright, so, notice of service termination. We regret to announce the close... And the worst part about this is, literally, a week from yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of the SAO anime. The 10-year anniversary celebration is ongoing with a bunch of stuff they're announcing. And then as well, it's also, the day that the servers went live in the SAO world. November 6, 2022... Like, that's when they all first logged into SAO, so it really is it's the same thing that happened with Christoria. Christoria's shutdown happened near the tail end of the 25th anniversary of Tales, so I don't know why this keeps happening with Bandai gacha games shutting down their stuff during their celebrations, but it would have been nice if they were just like, alright, let's do a third anniversary, and then, announce a shutdown in, like, March or something, but oh well. We regret to announce the closure of SAO Unleash Blading. Thank you for all your support. We hope you enjoyed playing. We will be keeping the servers open until January 16th, 2023. So what does that give us? That gives us 2 months for the game to still be up. Please continue to enjoy Unleash Blading until the very end. All items can be used until the last day, so if you have any diamond cubes or items or diamond cubes in your account, please use them before January 16th, 2023. Also from today, we're disabling the purchase of diamond cubes. They should have done this a month ago. Seriously, they should have done this like a month ago. Maybe not a month ago, but at least like 2 or 3 weeks ago, because we've had no content for this time, and it just feels scummy if anyone did actually still buy stuff, in the hopes that, there might be something. I feel like once 2 weeks passed and we didn't get a new banner after Adis, they should have just done this announcement then. Especially, the weirdest part about this whole thing is they released those 2 home screen packs for people to buy. And I have no idea why they did that if they knew they were going to shut down anyway. They obviously knew back then because they didn't release a banner. By the way, the game's shutting down so it no longer matters. There are 2 units that were in the data mines that never got released. One was a Mito that was apparently supposed to come with the Kirito and Asuna for the movie. And then there was also... there were 3. There was a Kimzel, I think Kimzel is her name, the girl that's, like, in the second SAO movie that's part of the, progressive stuff. She was in the files. I don't know if she was a unit or not, but I know, like, her name was in the files. So maybe she was going to get a unit for the movie as well. But there was also a Halloween Sinon that was apparently supposed to release that obviously we never got to see. I hope we at least see those units, like even just show us the artwork, because that'd be really nice to see. But we'll talk about that more as we keep going. Okay, but yeah, it's just so weird that they didn't even bother. So back then, you know, even when the movie units came out, they probably decided like, hey, this is gonna be our last hurrah, and they ended it with an Atis banner. Okay, so yeah, yeah, so that's pretty much it for the shutdown stuff. But there is upcoming schedule. So for these next 2 months, there is still gonna be content. I use air quotes for. When it comes to the last few weeks we're going to have for the game. So let's just go over everything. This is going to be the schedule until the end of service. So, Climax campaign, starting on the 20th until end of service. I assume there's going to be some kind of login bonus or something for that, giving us a bunch of cubes so people can summon as much as they want, or at least a decent amount. New Scout on the 20th as well. My guess is any units they had prepared, even possibly the Mito and Sinon that I just mentioned, will probably be on this banner. Either that, or it's just going to be a general banner that has, like, all the limited units, all the units, and whatever. Maybe increase. Please, don't be stupid like a lot of gachas when they're shutting down. Just make it, like, don't make us have to use, either don't make us have to use diamond cubes, or highly increase the rates of the banners. Like, let people really fill up their account and get to use their account. I mean, not that there's any content to use it on, but, okay, well, at least we have this. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that Scout. War of Underworld goes from the 20th till the 24th. We'll get our final War of Underworld. So I guess that's cool. Final ranking event is going to go from 1127 to 1209, so we get, you know, like 2 weeks final ranking event. It's so weird that all this stuff is, like, why is this ending so soon? Just leave it up until end of service. Oh, recurring ranking event. Okay, so that's going to be your kind of like, okay. So we have the final ranking event, then recurring ranking event, note difficulty level added. I don't know what that means, but whatever. From 1209, so basically a month from now until end of service, and then final ordinal battle until end of service as well. And then there's one last thing here. Plus, the scenario for the Dark Emperor, which began as a continuation of the story that began in Mooncradle, will be fully released via the Sword Art Online official Japanese game website, Beaters Cafe. I assume it's also probably going to be posted to their YouTube channel, including all unreleased stories through the final chapter. This is at least nice, you know, because at least with Gristoria, obviously they decided to go the manga route for the continuation of the story, so at least we're going to get the end of this story here. Hopefully, Atis gets a good finale during this, because, you know, it was really cool what they did with her character, you know, through this story, so we'll have to see what kind of goes with that. I will probably, I don't know if I'm going to do videos on those stories, because I haven't really covered the Unleashed Blading story too much. So I may just kind of like, not, I don't know, we'll see. I'll still do announcements whenever those go live, but maybe we'll do like a finale live stream for this game where we watch those stories, who knows. Further information on release dates will be announced through in-game notices and our official Japanese social media at a later date. Notice how they said our official Japanese social media, which means the English social media for Unleashed Blading is probably never going to make any more posts. And that's pretty much that. And then end of subscription sales. The sales of the seed license, okay, if you... Okay, so yeah, they're basically saying if you... I shut mine down once we got 2 weeks after Atis's banner. I shut down my seed license because, one, the seed license sucks. You get like an extra 75 diamonds like per month. Like, that sucks. That's like nothing. But yeah, I was like, oh, the game looks like it's shutting down, so I'm gonna cancel it. The first signs I saw of a shutdown, like the first red flag I really had was back during the Tales of Arise collab, or the Tales collab. And the biggest red flag was that why were we not getting playable characters? Why were Alpha and Shion just paid home screen characters? that was the first, like, really big red flag for me with this game, was just like, okay, they're not doing as much as they did with the Idolmaster collab. But even, you know, the game, here's the thing with collabs. You don't do collabs just to keep yourself afloat, because when you're relying on collabs, you're eventually going to run out of collabs to do, and that means your game isn't doing well enough to survive on its own. Collabs are supposed to be like a special every now and then thing that, you know, is good for the fans, and of course you'll make more money because of it, but it shouldn't be what you have to rely on. And, you know, this game seems like, you know, earlier this year tried to make that kind of like their last-ditch effort. I feel like they've probably known for months that this game was probably going to shut down, and realistically they're probably putting, you know, all their efforts towards Variant Showdown, which of course, you know, even though I'm disappointed that this is shutting down, I'm not going to be like, oh, screw Bandai, screw SAO, I'm never going to play another. No, we're playing Variant Showdown. 100% going to be playing. Now, as for what I'm going to do with the rest of this game, I'm probably going to keep this game on my phone until I see what this new Scout is going to be. But realistically, if Variant Showdown comes in the next week or two, obviously we know it got delayed a little bit just because it wasn't ready to release on November 6th. But if it comes out within the next week or two, I'm going to need the space on my phone. So I'm probably going to wait to see what this new Scout is going to be. And if the new Scout is just like either a new banner, like with new units, we'll of course summon with what we have left. You know, I've got like 1,400 cubes plus Ordinal Battle. I can probably get myself up past 1,500. So if they are new units, I can at least pull them. But if it's just a general banner with everything on it, then I'll probably just see that banner, you know, make my announcement video, and then that'll probably be it. I'm probably not going to do any of this other content, because what's the point? The game is shutting down. And then we'll, of course, start the Variant Showdown content whenever that game comes out. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say with this. It was a nice run. Overall, I think the biggest issue was the gacha model for this game really didn't invite making money. For two big reasons. One, as much as I liked having Step 5 and 7 most of the time give me the new unit, it also made it too easy to... Obviously, you could get very unlucky, but most people would just go to Step 5 from the free-to-play crystals they saved up for a month, and then they're good. They got the new unit, and that's what they needed. You know, you're saving for specific colors. And I think that was the other issue, is I feel like color-based content where you're forcing the players to use a specific color team also doesn't help you very much, simply because, you know, once they have the full team set up, they don't need to summon anymore. And after the 2nd anniversary, they really didn't do too much that was new that people really felt like they needed to summon on. So, that also probably killed their revenue for, like, the last year. Also, you didn't need to go for dupes very much, because at least for free units, you know, you could exchange for at least 2 of the Imaginariums, and you'd get a 3rd one from the event that they drop with. And then for limited, you know, even without that, like, Imaginariums really didn't enhance gameplay too much, so they weren't absolutely necessary to be summoning for. Apparently there is a another game update, okay? But yeah, overall, I think that's pretty much all I really have to say when it comes to this game. It's a shame that when they changed the name and tried to change their focus, it really didn't do much for the game itself. I think another big issue is simply that basing an entire game, especially a gacha game, on a specific arc is very difficult to kind of maintain, simply because you're stuck with that story. Once you've told that whole story, like, what do? You're just re-releasing the same... And of course, you know, we did get units from other arcs, and then of course they did start Moon Cradle. So we got, like, this Iskon and Shada from Moon Cradle, you know, we started to get stuff like that, but I still feel like it's still very Alicization focused, and I think that did hurt the game. And of course, you know, it's not like they were doing too many crazy things with the stories, besides the actual, like, main story content, you know, the new stuff they were adding. I think what Variant Showdown is going to do is gonna do much better. Like having an original, like a brand new story in an original game will definitely get people more interested instead of people rereading the stuff that we just see in the anime and the light novels. But I think other than that, that's pretty much it. So I will make one more video when we know when the final banner is going to come out and what it's going to be, and then after that, I think that's pretty much it for Unleashed Blading. And then of course I'll make a video whenever they start to release the final stories on Beater's Cafe. But that's pretty much it. So let me know what you guys think down below. I do feel bad for everyone, including myself. I'm sad about it too. I feel bad, anyone who put money into this game, put all the time and effort into this game. I mean, even just me, my box is oh, well, that's just non-elemental. Let's look at all. How many? I have exactly 204 stars in basically 3 years of this game being around. And it's going to be sad to see it all go and see all the artwork go, but, all these gacha games shut down someday. So, we'll take the effort we were putting into this game and put it into Variant Showdown when that launches. But yeah, so that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.